Hello and welcome to the Lewis Nichols Show. My guest today is the incredible singer-songwriter Lola Lennox, who is here to talk about her brand new single, upcoming plans, and much, much more. We caught up with Lola from America on the telephone, and this is our interview. I hope you enjoy. If you do, please give us a like and a subscribe. So hello and welcome to the Lewis Nichols Show, and I'm really excited to bring on my next guest today because literally it's my number one favourite song on my repeat playlist on Spotify. So let's say hello to Lola Lennox. How are you?
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm good.
Thank you so much for coming on today. I've got to say, what an incredible track. I mean, in a time at the moment with the lockdown and the restrictions, you've literally released the most catchy, addictive track that I've heard in recent years with La La Love Me. You must be so proud of the track.
Well, thank you so much. That makes me so happy to hear. And that was kind of the point in it. Like, I wanted to release a song during this crazy time where everyone's like feeling a bit lost and is struggling. And I just wanted to use music to make people feel good. So hearing you say that makes me feel happy.
I mean, for you, I guess music's always kind of been a big part of your life. I mean, you've grown up around music. So, you know, when you were growing up, who were your musical influences? Who were the people that you kind of looked up to as artists?
Yeah, I listened to all kinds of music from quite a young age. Like, we had a lot of CDs so when I was a kid, I'd go into this cupboard and take like Neil Young, David Bowie, Kate Bush. But the musical artists that really inspire me, like as a singer and as a writer, there's a lot of sounds from the 60s and 70s. Like, I love the Supremes, I love Nina Simone and Aretha Franklin, particularly Dusty Springfield. I love her. Female voices that are strong and like emotionally powerful and vulnerable at the same time.
I mean, do you know, I've been listening to many of your tracks on Spotify, and you've got the most incredible tone of voice, and when you sing, it kind of transports you into like a different place. It's incredible. I mean, the single you've come out with now has given everyone a taste of what you can do. Can we expect an album coming up this year or an EP?
I'm releasing an EP in April, March, and an album's on the horizon. I'm not sure when, but definitely on the horizon.
And it must be difficult because obviously as an artist, you know, you're so passionate about music. Obviously with the restrictions at the moment, you're releasing this music, but you can't go out there and perform it live. I mean, that must be difficult for you, you know, putting this out there, but not being able to connect to the fans, you know, doing stage shows.
Yeah, it is a shame, and I would absolutely love to be singing these songs like in a room with people and communicating through the music. But I think everyone's figuring out their own ways to make it work through this year. And whatever you're doing, everyone's having to get resourceful and adapt, and I've had to do that.
And you know, when
the music out.
When it comes to obviously the lockdown that we've been through and we're, you know, still currently in, does that for you as an artist give you a chance to be even more creative than you already are? Because obviously you've got a lot of time, you know, that you might not have had prior to that.
Yeah, I think it probably has. It's time, and it's also space to like think and kind of be very present with your writing. I've also been able to like be laser focused on like getting the videos done, getting all the kind of like business side of things prepped and ready to release. Whereas, you know, in normal life, I'm kind of popping off to see a friend and like there's things in the day, but that my number one focus, as it was before, but even more so, is getting it all in place and as good as it can be to release.
I mean, I know for you as an artist, you're very hands-on with your music, like you were saying there, the business side of things as well, not just the singing and the performing. You have so much influence in the whole kind of business and production side of things. Are you enjoying exploring the other side of the music industry a little bit more?
I've done so much, like it's crazy. I look back on about a year or two ago and I think, oh my God, I didn't have a clue about how to like actually navigate your way through. Like, you can write the best song in the world, but getting people to hear it is another thing. And with the internet, there's so much music out there that it's you have to kind of really learn how to like get it heard by people. And it's been interesting to explore that side of things.
And I know we've seen on your social media that you're getting a lot of support from Radio 2, and the song's done incredibly well. That must be, a happy moment for you that the song's been so well received.
Honestly, like this week, I've been thinking about everyone listening. Like I literally like try and picture people like in their living room or in their car or whatever. I saw someone tweeted that they were like singing, like lip syncing it behind their mask at a bus stop, and I was like, that's the best thing. Like that makes me so happy hearing that.
I mean, when I had the track on this morning, and I've never done it before, and I realised how camp I actually was. I was singing it in a mirror whilst brushing my teeth, and afterwards I felt like an absolute weirdo. But I thought you'd be chuffed.
Oh my God, yes, that's made my day. See, it's stories like that like make me the happiest. Just knowing that people like it's brightening up people's days a bit, and they can just be a bit silly and let loose with it.
I mean, just before that, then you were talking about the songwriting. When it comes to you, when it comes to the songwriting process, what do you actually look to for the inspiration? Do you take things that have happened in your own life, or do you look to other people like your friends and your family?
It depends. Like generally, it's pretty personal, and like an experience that I would have felt and gone through myself. It's quite an organic thing. Like I usually will be like if you're like thinking on something and you're processing an experience you're going through, whether it's good or bad, you're kind of trying to encapsulate that through the music, and I try to let that kind of come through in a organic way when I'm writing songs.
And one thing I wanted to ask you, because I know you've got a lot of support from other musicians. Obviously, your mum is the legendary Annie Lennox, but when it comes to actually releasing your music, is there still some nerves that are there in regards to how this is going to be received from the fans, from the critics and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. Like, I think by the time the day of the song coming out, I'm really excited because I put a lot of hard work into it, and I'm like really ready to like move it into that next like stage of things. My way of like combating feeling nerves or feeling pressure is working like extra hard to try and make the songs like the best it can be. And my kind of commitment to like trying to bring the best out of myself, whether I do or not is another thing, but I try. That's my way of kind of building my own kind of inner confidence, and I can then let go of the like, will people like it? I don't have to think about like, how other people respond. I just let it go and put it out.
Well, I mean, like I said, I absolutely love the track. I mean, you mentioned there that we can expect the EP in a couple of months' time, but obviously you've got the EP and you've got the single now, but what else can you kind of tell us about that may be coming up in the near future in regards to some of your upcoming projects?
I have my Lola Lennox music video coming out in a week or two, which I'm super excited about. I actually made that with one of my oldest friends who's also from the UK, and she moved over to LA. So I'm excited about that, and after the EP, I'm going to be figuring out the next step, whether that's another EP or definitely an album at some point.
I mean, the incredible thing is, like, you've seen yourself, the love and support that you've had from this single, especially like, on BBC Radio 2, that's, catapulted you now into everyone's radios and living rooms. And we're really excited to see what's next for you because, like I said, the songs already on Spotify, you've got the on repeat playlist, the songs that you play over and over, and you're already in my number one. So honestly, it's incredible, and you should be so proud of it.
That's so nice. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you very much, and thank you so much for